No, Mikey, no, Mikey, that was so not right.
Go ahead, Toto.
You need to reinstate the lap before. That's not right.
Toto?
Yes.
It's called a motor race, okay?
Sorry?
We went to car racing.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Well, no one, that's who. That is why any, or both of the two warring parties, could be gunning for him as set out in this video. It was exactly 2 years ago to the day that Toto, the most successful boss of the most successful team, with the most successful driver of the most successful car, with the most successful engine, powering 40% of the grid and operating with the biggest budget, not only declined the opportunity to show that he was a big bad wolf, but, instead, confirmed that he was a sheep to be preyed upon at will. Before going further, we invite those of you who haven't already done so, to like, subscribe, and click the notification icon to be notified when the next video is uploaded. 2 years ago, Toto had F1 and the FIA at his mercy when Sir Lewis became the victim of the most audacious robbery in the history of sport. But, within a matter of hours, the wolf capitulated like a sheep. After confirming to the world what the people who came after him and his team had already known, he is now bleating, because the FIA did not think twice before opening a possible conflict of interest investigation into the Wolves. Would this be the same FIA that colluded with Liberty Media to carry out the audacious robbery that he failed to challenge? Would this be the same FIA that subsequently colluded with John Malone to reverse the decision, but upheld the result without so much as an apology? Would this be the same FIA that colluded with F1 to continue attacking Sir Lewis at every opportunity, while Toto looked on sheepishly? Now that the FIA, who used an agent provocateur against Hamilton, have used another agent provocateur against the Wolves, Toto is bleating foul. The Wolves can bleat all they like about the reason for the FIA opening the investigation, but there's a possible conflict of interest between Toto's position as the Mercedes F1 boss and his wife's position as the head of the F1 Academy. What should be of interest is the fact that the investigation was opened at all, given that both F1 and the FIA are littered with conflicts of interest. It appears that the ongoing conflict between the FIA president and Liberty Media is heating up, and the Wolves have been flagged up as the easiest targets in the F1 herd because of Toto's sheepishness. This would explain why all the competing F1 teams and bitter rivals have unusually rallied to Toto's defense. The only person who can command all of them to act in this uncommon manner is their overall boss, John Malone, who appointed Susie to the position in the first place, despite the obvious conflict of interest. As we have already argued in a previous video, the appointment was one of the obvious benefits of Toto dropping the Lewis appeal. The recent media speculation about Toto selling his shares in Mercedes also raises the possibility that someone is trying to pressure him into doing so. It could be that Sulayem's backers, having been frustrated in their attempt to buy F1, are now looking to buy into the Premier team by encouraging Toto, who is the weakest link among the owners of Mercedes, to sell his third. There's also the possibility that John Malone, the media mogul who owns F1, is keen to generate the type of friction that made the 2021 season the most lucrative in F1 history, and is disappointed with the docile Toto's failure to provide the type of pushback that would translate into revenue-generating headlines. Consequently, he could have used a media agent provocateur to induce the FIA into opening their investigation, with a view to encouraging Toto to sell out, yet again. Whichever way one cuts it, it looks like Toto the sheep in wolf's clothing is the weakest link and easiest target for those wishing to spice things up in F1. History has shown that it is unlikely that Toto will do much beyond bleating about taking legal action. We invite you to put your own views out in the comments section as we watch the saga unfold.